200, a bit uphill even, 220, 230, 250, 260, the car is limited. Show you the stopping power of this car. We have 180, braking, 100, 80, 70. So hello guys, how are you doing? You can already see the S8 is illuminated in here with a very nice color and also a very nice interior. What I want to do today is show you how luxurious and how underrated this power sedan, this power luxury sedan really is, and therefore want to give you a glimpse here of what it's like to drive the car on the Autobahn and to also enjoy the comfort in the interior. Unfortunately, it's a bit rainy today, but nevertheless I think it's a very good scenario to show you how exquisite, how underrated, saying it again, this car really is. So first acceleration, small kickdown already. So that was just a small 100 to 200. You hear that engine and you hear the V8 grunt, but you already realize that this is not a shouty and let's say extreme car, but it's a very luxurious place to be actually. First of all, let's talk about the illumination in this car. Something that I really like, also in comparison to our Audi A8 that we have, is how nicely that bright leather really reflects the interior. I mean, you can already see here the interior lighting. You can already see that I have put it now to purple, but of course you can put it to red, blue, yellow, green, whatever you want. And there are a lot of parts on the roof, at the side here, that you can really illuminate. And actually it's the same technical parts that we also have in our A8. There's no difference, at least I don't think there's a difference, but just by this brighter leather the reflection is a lot more present, and therefore I really like this. I mean, it feels like a nightclub inside it, and I think some of you have already said that underneath the photo that I posted on YouTube and Instagram as well, that this feels like a nightclub sitting inside, and it really does. I mean, not only because it has the Bang & Olufsen sound system, the big one for the 6,000 euros or whatever, but it also has this beautiful ambient lighting in here, which is similar, let's say, to the style that they introduced with the S-Class back in the days, but nevertheless I think Audi has still kept their same and own style with it, and therefore I'm a huge fan of it. I really like it. I also like that in our S6, of course, but I think it's the most premium feeling that you can get in an Audi, what is just shown in here with those super comfort leather sports seats, as well as the interior lighting now in purple. Maybe I'm a bit, let's say, biased by A8s and S8s, because you probably know that we are former S8 Plus owner. This car that had the mighty 605 HP, some people even say it had more because it had the same power output as it was in the Bentley Continental, I think, in that powertrain. But nevertheless, it had the mighty 605 HP. The car was super light back then, below 2 tons, because everything was from aluminum made, and therefore the car was super fast and was like, yeah, bursting the times of R6, R7 and everything that was in the same power league. This car, however, is a bit different. You probably heard it already in our acceleration video that the weight of this car is higher. That's probably mainly due to the fact that the car got bigger in size compared to the predecessor, and probably also the isolation in the car and everything else. The cables and all the electronics, etc., probably weigh a lot more. Also the I think they have this electric system in it, that this 48-volt system in it, that's probably adding some weight compared to what the predecessor had. So this actually weighs 2.3 tons, which is, let's say, really heavy compared to the predecessor, but nevertheless it keeps the same character as also our S8 Plus had. That's something very astonishing, that also our acceleration video showed that the acceleration figures of this car are yet again on pair with something that an Audi RS6 Avant did when we tested it. Maybe in some parts even a tiny bit faster, but that's probably due to some external factors, but nevertheless it has the same speed as an Audi RS6, and I think that already shows how capable this car is. Our next acceleration part is coming here. Just a quick acceleration passing that car. Oh my goodness, this is fast. And that's again almost 200. We will actually now go onto the A2 Autobahn, hopefully also direction east. The weather is even better, less rain, etc. And we're not driving in the most sporty setting now, but I have just put the suspension in the sporty setting, but you can already feel that torque that the car has. I think it has 800 Newton meters, also as the RS6 has. I mean, the powertrain doesn't feel really different. Feels like really being almost the same. And the V8 sound, of course, the tone, the soundtrack is very nice as well. I guess it's time to check how fast the car's going. This is 250, it feels like nothing. You can still talk easily. And once you want to stop again, the ceramic brakes give you a very, very good feeling. Stopping power is nice, but also, yeah, I said the brake feel is pretty nice with those ceramics. We had those in our S8 Plus as well. I was always a huge fan of them because, yeah, they really fit to this car with a lot of horsepower. But the speed is not what is really impressive about this car. It's the ride quality and also the sound isolation. I mean, we're just driving now 145, something like that, and you can really feel how quiet the car is. You probably also realize that by me speaking also on the external mic. This sound quality is usually just achieved when I'm standstill in some other cars, but not once you're riding, because there's a lot of isolation in the windows. Of course, the entire car is sound isolated very well, and also the big, let's say, sound system of Bang & Olufsen has active noise cancellation, and that really makes a huge difference. Also a difference compared to our A8, which is actually not as quiet as this S8 is. And I'm, yeah, hugely amazed by that job that Audi has done. I honestly even have to say that this is likely quieter than what BMW or Mercedes are producing right now. I'm not really sure about the latest S-Class version that just came out. I have not driven that one yet, but if we're talking about the predecessor S-Class and also the current LCI 7 Series, both I have driven, and both are not as quiet as this A8 is, and therefore I'm again really impressed by that. And honestly also the difference between this A8 and something like a Q8, like a A7, RS7, RS6, something like that is huge. Inside quality, inside sound isolation is in a totally different level. And yeah, if you want, let's say, that extra luxury, and if you also care about sound isolation, this is the car that you should go for. Also, after we had driven the RS6, I was a bit disappointed by the quality inside, because that didn't have the leather pack and anything else, just the normal seats. And I honestly was not, let's say, impressed by the quality for a car that costs 140,000 euros or something like that. This is 170, yes, I know, but still that extra money gives you extra quality, which is, let's say, as said, a real difference to what you have in the RS6. Again, from 150. 200, a bit uphill even, 220. 230, 250, 260, the car is limited. Yeah, 250 in the curve feels like nothing. I think this is also due to the active suspension, which is very, very nice. I want to reduce the speed now, as there are some cars here which might not anticipate the high speed, reducing to 170 now. As said, the cornering capabilities are very nice. Not, let's say, specifically on the country road. I would say those are good, but those are great on the Autobahn. But they're actually great on the Autobahn because the car stays very, very stable and does not lean into the, let's say, curve as much, or to the outside of the curve as much. And that brings also high speed, yeah, right stability, but also high speed comfort. And the speeds you're reaching is unreal. Just 150 to 200, it's like with a snap of a finger. 220 again, 230, 240, 250. Limited. It's a bit of a shame that you cannot order actually an unlimitation pack. You know that our S8 Plus had the 305 kilometers per hour, and it was actually reaching 300 kilometers easily. This one probably would as well. It doesn't feel any, let's say, slower, but it seems to be like with the normal S8, they don't offer a pack yet where you can unlock anything else than 250k, which is okay, let's say. Of course, keeps everything safe, but it's a bit of a shame for a car with that power. I already said that when we had our M550i, because it had so much horsepower and so much torque to, yeah, reach 250 that easily, that at least 280 could have been nice. But anyhow, one more try, let's see, from 50k. That's simply amazing. That's 200. And the Mercedes, who was just passing us with 180, we just caught up to him. That's a totally different league. And we're just passing him. He's driving 180 and we are leaving him like it's nothing. And that's 250 again. Yeah, but nevertheless, I think first time that I will end a video driving 250 because it's so comfortable. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed also this POV night drive. A bit of a different story, but I think for this Cup in particular, it made a lot of sense to show you like a lot of qualities which are beyond just pure acceleration and sound. Really in love with the car. Great time having it.